1 minute on. That's right. Yeah, we got more energy. Like I reviewed the last tape. I was like, yo, like sports. I was like, yo, we got to come with energy. So
you got to run the tape.
Yeah, I ran the tape, and I was like, yo, that ain't right. That's not our usual get down. So therefore, I said we bringing energy today.
We was drained. We were struggling too.
Yeah, it was a struggle bus right there.
2, 3 in the morning, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah, trying to get all this stuff together. Tis the time of the year.
Plus, sure.
I'm back in Studio A officially now. I think I did it here last week, but I saw we had no energy, so I ain't talk about it. So back in Studio A. It's still in progress, but we got the grayish white wall. I figured out the halo. The halo was big with the people, but I was like, the halo was a little crazy. So we are
clean up mine over here. I got a whole lot going on over here.
Yeah, you got a lot. But I'm saying it's authentic. I mean, you gotta, you look like you working. I look like a hostage. It's a difference. It's all good. Like I'm reading off camera, like they off camera telling me what to say.
A hostage, you.
Yeah, man, ain't nothing.
You gotta have a sign around your neck or the newspaper with the date.
Yeah, just be like, yo, this is the day right here. Yeah,
with the wire clothes hanging around your neck, look like you're on shot you or something.
I'm a cooperative hostage right now. I ain't doing all that.
Hold on, did you lose any fingernails?
Nah. I'm fresh, but it's just this is a friendly hostage situation. They just
Understood.
They just want to lock me down for this next hour to talk the truth. And here we are. This is Heyward CPA Live, the live stream. With our little promo at the end, it says, real entrepreneurs talking real stuff. Yeah, I told you, man. It's
gas stuff.
I'm gay, well, look, as high as gas keeps rising, I gotta generate my own gas.
Mm-hmm.
We are here today to talk to everybody. We're gonna talk about many things today.
Okay.
I actually got a little agenda.
Okay. I'm gonna let you run it.
But first, and I knew, let's tell the people how you are. So I've shown my energy. So let's see. Now, I know your energy is higher this week just because.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm good, man. You know what I mean? It's a good Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Fresh, drinking on some. This is my. I've been drinking tea. Now I had me a cup of coffee today.
Yes, you extra.
I ain't had coffee in like 4 months.
I know. How did it feel?
Oh man, feels good, bro. I had a cup of coffee yesterday. You know what I mean? It's cool. I still enjoy my tea. I've always been a tea guy, but coffee give you some gas a little bit in the morning, get you revved up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Jacked up.
But listen, look, we biz, everything is this biz therapy.
That's all it is.
You know what I'm saying? All it is therapy, It's either you in or you not, or you out, right?
That's it.
You sitting on the curb, kicking your feet, or you standing on your feet, ready to jump on the bus. Let's go.
Say less. So no doubt, that's wonderful. That's wonderful because we have had a lot of therapy this week, and I'm not going to touch it. We working on new formats, people. So we got some other things that'll be going. We're still going to be the same. We just got to put a little bit of guardrails up here because, we're growing. And that's going to be part of the subject for today, growth. You know what I'm saying? Growing and grow. But I would be remiss if I did not start with taxes because it's tax season.
Yeah.
And one great thing about the Heyward CPA live stream, it gives you access to an actual CPA, like for real. Like I'll actually have my certificate up here. Once my decorator comes in and hooks everything up, you'll see my certificate. So it's real. It's not AI. I actually have the certificate. So we talk about taxes. And because it's March 21st, and what that means is if you're a client of ours and you haven't submitted your information via the portal, we have to extend your return. Word to Grogu. So that's what it means. That's what it's been saying. If you've been filing the emails, that's that. But don't despair, because my first topic of the day is, what is an extension? That's the first topic of the day.
Nice.
It's like, you know what?
Hold on, we gotta get some reactions up on this. John.
Yeah, let's get the reaction to that. That's like, because because some people are mistaken by that. Oh, we don't on it. Okay. So listen, everybody out there, an extension is not a failure on your part. This doesn't mean that you failed in life and you just did. I mean, it's an extension. What it actually is an extension to file your return. So just to flesh that out, there are two parts to tax administration. It's filing your return and it's settling up your debt or getting your money back for overpaying. Overpaying is what leads to a refund by design. All right, now there's some people who are not paying anything and getting refunds. That's for Keisha to deal with. I'm talking about what we see. So when you file an extension, that means you're saying, hey, I'm not going to have the paperwork in time to file by, in this case, 4/15. I need some more time to put that together. But I got an idea what I owe, or I'm going to pay based on what I owed last year, if I have made estimates already. So what the extension does, it eliminates the unnecessary failure to file penalty. That's what it does. And the failure to file penalty over time, not immediately, tops out about 25% of the tax owed. If you don't owe any tax and you're due a refund, the extension really doesn't make a difference. That's right, I said it. It really doesn't make a difference because they owe you money. Let's just think about that logically. If I owed you money, you think I would care about an extension? Do you think I'm worried about you getting it in fast? Take your time. You got 3 years. You're good. That's how this works. So if you're usually getting a refund in your extension, I mean, it's good practice to file it. Okay, it's good. But I'm just telling you what happens. They're not sweating you. They're like getting a refund. Nah, bro, you good. You good. Just like anything. It's like Vegas. They take the bets on one side to cover the bets on the other side. That's what they do. So the United States Treasury, let me be clear, is hedging. They know everybody and their mother coming for these refunds. So if you owe the refund and you don't want to file right now, chill. You're good. All right. You're just good. Don't even worry about it. You're good. But if you owe, remember what I just said. Everybody and their mother is trying to get a refund. They want the money. They're like, yo, we need this to cover that. I'm going to keep political commentary out of this right now, but we need the money right now to pay them. All right?
Cover the spread.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you owe, the extension doesn't give you extra time to pay. You still owe the money. So you can file in October, but I'm charging you because I needed my paper in April. So it's roughly 0.5% a month. No, it's 5% a month, something like that. This is like dailies. I mean, usually people when they owe like that, I mean, we split hands. But I'll tell you one thing. When you take the interest rate, most times the interest rate or anything you owe to the government is way less than the interest rate that you would owe a bank. Keep that in mind. Most times it is. Because people get all moped out. Oh, let me talk about interest. So look, if you owe the money on 4/15, you didn't pay it. You filed the paperwork. So at least I know what I'm expecting to get from you. I'm gonna tack a little interest on there because you were supposed to pay about $415. People have a really bad understanding of interest in general, like what interest is. Yeah. Interest is the fee for using somebody else's money. That's what it is.
Correct.
We've turned it into some people religious and all the. That's what interest is. So what?
Well, no, I think it's the fact that the gas up of because you have great credit or you had decent credit. It's almost like it's because you got good credit, it's entitlement in a sense, and so
could be. I could be. I'm just saying. I mean, you could take an AI model and turn yourself into Superman. You might be able to go look up what interest means. Well, who am I? I'm just saying. I don't know. I totally believe you, but I'm just like, okay. But just understand what it becomes. People get all beat down. I don't want to pay no interest. You got the money to pay them today? No. Okay, so what you gonna do? I'm charging you interest. But see, they're spoiled by certain businesses like us.
True.
That will say, oh, we work with you. We don't charge no interest. But we getting charged interest, but we not charging them no interest. I digress. Back to the extension game. Exactly. So you file the extension. You got stuff in, so that takes care of on the 15th to fill the file. If you pay in on the 15th, great. We still got time to file it. Now, how that works is that let's say we weren't sure about, especially this really with businesses, we weren't sure about deductions or your books really weren't right. Like they weren't kept up for years and years. And, you're trying to get right. So this year, y'all want to file extension, even though you haven't filed in like 4 years. But that's okay. We're going to file extension for this current year. And you're going to owe. So we put some money in. Boom. Based on what we, an assumption, an estimate. Right. And then down the line, we get everything together. We find out, hey, you didn't owe as much as you thought you owed. So we filed the return with the proper numbers. And guess what? You should just roll it over to the next year because you're going to owe it again. But you're due a refund. So that's what I'm saying. You're getting $350 worth of gain in 10 seconds, 10 minutes. So I'm just saying I started with that. That's number one. That's our tax thing for the day. The extension does not make you evil. So 2 things to remember, folks. The extension doesn't flag you. Like, I don't want to get flagged. I don't want to file extension. I want to get flagged. Okay. Never mind that you're trying to claim your dog on your return, but we worry about the extension. Okay. And then, so I don't want to trigger an audit. It's a normal procedure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They don't give you a lollipop for filing on time. So that's extensions for me. People may refute me, but the law is the same. The tax law is the same. The way I presented it, okay. It's a little snarky, but it's true. I want people to calm down. See, here's my thing. This is what the energy is different. Folks, we got to calm down, man. We've got to calm down. So I'm going to talk a little lower. Like, we got to calm down. Whisper. I got to whisper. We got to calm down, man. I mean, especially if you of age, like you've been doing taxes since you've been working. Like, just calm down. Refocus is part of life. Let's get everything in place. We do what we need to do. Work with your professional. Listen to your professional. Let them guide you. But since we're talking, but guess what? The tax return is the taxpayer's responsibility, not the professional. What do you mean? You did it, but it was based on your actions. Now, if you want to cut up some of your cake with me, everybody takes some responsibility. But our job is to assist you in reporting your income and deductions and tax liability to the IRS based on information you provided from your activity from the previous years. That's the job. Period. You know, something missing? Not our fault. Oh, you forgot about that stock sale you made? Just because we sign it doesn't give us responsibility for it. Responsibility for the preparation and the accuracy of what you provided is there, but the tax is still yours. It's not a transitive property that comes to us.
That's a big word right there.
I know it was a Corey word, but that's what
transitive.
But I'm just saying these are some of the missteps that people think, like,
because it's crazy. Listen, there's a fear factor in a short period of time, really in a 2.5 month window, and everybody running like a muck, right? And that's when most people pay attention to it. And then the rest of the year, you know, you go off and do what you do. And that's why, you know, most CPAs, if not all CPAs and accounting firms, are open 12 months out of the year and spend time 12 months out of the year making sure that they're prepared for you guys when you come in for the 2.5 months of the year to get your stuff done. So the idea is breaking up your whole understanding tax planning, tax strategy, as simple as it is. It doesn't have to be complicated. Think about it over the course of 12 months or 4 quarters of the year or monthly. What do you got to do? What is it that you need to do? What is your plan so you can reduce the anxiety and reduce giving away all of your money, as most people say? How do you do that? What do you do? And I think that's really where the important piece is. But again, success responds to energy, not empathy. So what does that mean? Discipline, structure, approach, standards. And that's what you're going to run across it's definitely when you come across this firm.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. So, no, but you make a point. I've started saying that, look, I don't believe that any taxpayer in America right now needs to put their head in the sand about tax. I think everybody needs to be aware of what's going on. Look at that. The dogs even agree that you know it needs to happen. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. You can't just rely on what happened last year. You have to pay attention. To me, a lot of people sit back and they say, well, you're the tax person. You're the tax guy. I'm going to keep it layman's terms. You're the tax guy. You're supposed to know everything. No tax person knows everything anyway. As I say all the time, they tell you they know everything, they're lying to you, so get away. Now, we know where to find it. We know how to rationally think through it. A lot of it is because we share time with one another. It's called sharing knowledge. That's what we do. we share knowledge. We speak among colleagues, which also exposes us to more scenarios beyond the one that we might even be speaking about at that time. And if the person is asking you, now you've been posed with another situation that you tend to remember. So, I think I'm not going to put a dollar threshold on it, but I just think the taxes are basically, these refunds are part of people's annual income. I mean, people look at it as annual income. So it's just thinking a little bit about it, I mean, some people, they're taking their last paycheck in December. If they could, back when they used to be able to do it, no, they still kind of do those loans. Some people take last paycheck, go get that advanced loan, they rolling with it. And that's a percent of the population. It's not going to change. It's what they're going to do. People that are moving up the rung, think about it. Think about it. Like, for instance, here's a scenario. Let's say you usually get refunds, but next year the company you work for is going to get sold. You're going to get all this stock and you exercise and exit, and I'm getting up out of there. Do you roll over your refund? Treat it as an advance payment for the next year? Because you know you're getting this money next year. So, hey, instead of taking a refund, I'm going to get it there. Because it's psychologically, when people don't touch the money, it's different, which is part of our problem anyway, because we use cards and Apple Pay and Google Pay, and so no one's really touching cash anymore. So
yeah, true.
It's like you just
easier to spend. Yeah,
you don't think twice. When you got cash, you got that 100. You like, oh man, I'm not really trying to break this, because the minute you break it, you like, it's gone. But now we've taken the digital realm has taken that all out of play. So what I'm saying, that's an example of that's a tax planning question that you can go to a professional and say, hey, I want to take a look at this. I think I'm going to get $100,000, stock sale, my basis might be 75,000, what does it look like?
Right.
What does it look like? Man, let's look at that now. The sale's not going down in 27, but I know that now. Okay, take a look at it. That's called spending money on soft goods, soft items. It's not cash and carry. So that's what I say, man. I say it's all good, but the big takeaway, people, don't be afraid of the extension. It's not the end of the world. It's all good. And it doesn't mean someone's going to do your return next October, because trust me, practitioners want to get their money way before next October.
So I got a question for you. What are there any gray areas? And that's probably a very, very vague question and a wide field to cover, right? But
yeah.
Are there any initial gray areas that taxpayers should be considering when they're thinking about getting their taxes done?
Well, let's see. Let's take gray area in a specific subject. Gray area.
Let's go with the last thing you just said. So you got a bump in income from one year to the next year, right? So you got a bump in income. What do you do with that?
Okay.
So that puts you in a different bracket. What do you do with it? Right. Potentially. What do you do with that? How do you think about that?
I think the first step is you actually think about it and say that this event, and we've heard people say this event is going to raise my liability structure. Let's call it that. And people, you can try to calculate it yourself, but you also want somebody that can talk you through exactly what happens and go through and say, this is what's happening, and why. Because now, so strategy can only be implemented when you know the whole playing field. If I give, that's what I always say, that I can give a strategy in isolation, and the strategy will work, but the totals, but it may not benefit you in paying less taxes,
right?
Because we only looked at one variable. So maybe, if anything, that's the gray area. Like, you get so locked into one thing. Some people hold on to a credit or something so much, they try so hard. Oh, they said I should get this credit. I could get this credit. Yap. And you find out the credit results are like $25. Like, you don't even know what the credit is applying to.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying you don't get it, but maybe you have to go run around and get some more information and do this other stuff, or you have to pay for an appraisal to get something and it don't even affect you. You never know.
Right.
So I always talk about cost benefit. It's always about cost benefit of a transaction. That's outside of finance. It's a cost benefit in everything.
That's true.
Call them back.
So here we got two questions here that popped up. Scenarios. The teacher signs a 10-month annual contract and most stretch out their payments for their salary for 12 months. Compared to NFL players only get played during the season, both jobs require taxes to be paid. It's one scenario.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying they NFL players got somebody. Sure, there's somebody there watching them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Them agents are watching them pretty
Well,
much.
well, once they got on, they should have it. They best to have infrastructure in place. But this scenario here is really, when I talk about the cash flow, personal cash flow.
Yeah.
It's about personal cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's you know, the NFL players, they get paid during the season, but you know, when the season's over, you still gotta live. Same thing with teachers. Like if they don't stretch it out, you know, so a lot of teachers get paid 10 months, and then they got these 2 months in the summer where it's like bottom barrel. But you say, well, wait a minute. You knew what you were getting. Your salary didn't change. You happen to get more of it during the year, minus these 2 months. So you got the money. That means you spent it. It means you somewhat over budget.
So that goes back to what we talked about early on, right? It's, you can't think 2.5 months out of the year. You got to think 12 months out of the year, and that's where your livelihood and your lifestyle comes into place.
Yeah, well, if you're doing it, that's a bridge, because if you're doing it for your personal in your life, it's easy to launch it over to taxes.
Correct.
Taxes are one part of personal finance, folks.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
One part.
I know, but it's just heavy lifting, man. Like it's
get it.
It's the weirdest thing during tax time, man. It's the weirdest. Weirdest thing, man.
I think it's laid out as winners and losers. I think that's a part of it. Underneath it is winners and losers. If you get a refund, it's like you won the lottery. If you owe, you being penalized. Never mind the money you collected last year. None of that. It is like they pull your name out. Oh, I got a refund. Like on 12/31, you know whether or not you're getting a refund or you gonna owe. You know, like it's you know, especially I understand people who just started working. I know that they don't know. They sitting there like, who are these people on my check? I don't.
Right.
What is this? But if you've been working, you know throughout the year. I mean, we go in and go get our 2.5% raise. You know what it is. And I mean, that's not going to move the needle most likely, but I'm saying, you know what it is. But people that get bonuses, you got a bonus, you know you got a bonus. You know it. So you got to account for it. You know, like these type of things. And that's what I mean. It's not getting full blown into monthly tax situation, you know, with your preparer. It's saying that, you know, maybe you just check in. Maybe you shoot a question. Just so you know, the question. I'll speak for us, okay? You send a question in. If it's getting too far down the road where we need to sit down, we'll let you know. But you shoot the question, specifically if you have a business. Because business people definitely gonna know. You the December 31st, you gonna know. Like you like, man. It's
looking good.
Yeah. Or you like, yes, I'll be out of the country for the new year.
True.
That's all. You be like, oh yeah, we had a good year. We had a good year. Yeah, we had a good year. You know, it's just simple as that. I'll be good. I'll be good year. I'll get with you. Yeah, we'll work on those taxes. It's all good. I got the money aside. It's all good. Which one would you rather be? Actually, that's the question I always wonder. Would you rather be, it ain't looking too good? Oh Lord, I can't pay my bills and all that, and pay no taxes, or would you rather be? Oh, yeah, we did it. Yeah, we were all right. Yeah, we were all right. I mean, yeah, you know, we still got some work to do, but we were all right. So me and the family, yeah, we're going to, you know, we're going to Barcelona for the holidays. See you when we get back. Yeah, just send us the thing. We'll be back. We'll take care of the taxes. Yeah. Which one do you want to be?
Right.
Because let's say, all right, we crossing into another subject, but what goes in the tax plan? But so many people, individual and personal, their tax conversation starts with deductions.
Because again, that's what that's again, that just goes back to like, because I spent this, I should be able to write that off. Where does that come from? Because you spent something, you think that you bought something to write, or like where does that come from?
I think part of it comes from finance media. Because you think about it, like we report of the government, like everything in media and finance from the government and big companies. They talk about the gross number, and they talk about how they spend. So, for instance, in the question in there, NFL players, we know their salaries, which is really funny because the NFL teams are private. We don't have to know their salaries, to be honest with you. They report the salaries. I don't know why they report the salaries, to be honest with you, but they report the salaries. Say, ooh, look at them. Boom. So we have this place where, in order to keep the wheel turning, that you could get a piece of the pie, and the pie is there. You could get some. And so no one talks about saving any bread. When they try to get you to save money, when you can no longer work, so you can't contribute to the wheel no more.
Mm-hmm.
You need to save for retirement because we don't want to pay for you. So you need to be able to save money for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the financial flip side statement of the day. But that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
It really is about that. So we have this thing where everybody feels like, I can't get ahead. So here's a place where this is where I touch money doing my tax stuff. Most people don't touch. They don't. When else they deal with money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like they have to sit down and deal with it and sit with themselves. So, but what's really interesting, I think the challenge is that statement is always after the fact. Like you spent the money. Oh, can I deduct this?
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Like where does that come from? That it's like I'm owed. I spent the money already. I think I'm owed this. I could claim it.
The rest of the sentence is so I don't have to pay as much to the IRS.
Correct.
That's it goes back to materialism. Like I want to take whatever I bought and reduce what I know I owe to the IRS or get a refund.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, I bought, $400 pair of sneakers, so I look fly in my promo shoot.
Oh, well, yeah, because that promo shoot was it should be a write-off because it's going towards my business.
Yeah, we all know that one is. And a part of it could be. But just,
So there's no boilerplate. It's all based on individualism.
Yeah. And then it has to make sense too, though.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this is, some people, they learn doing a Schedule C, and all of a sudden they got this business and all it has is expenses. And you're not trying to make any income. Like,
So it's a hobby at that point.
Yeah, which is a hobby loss.
Right.
Got lost. Hobby loss. Oh, look, the Cooper shows up right on time. She's big on the hobby losses. The hobby loss, 3 years and your stuff looking suspect. It doesn't automatically put you there, but you might want to be proving that it's not happening. And look, that's not unheard of based on what you're doing. You might have a product or something like that, and the sales aren't happening. But you have to show intent of trying to make a profit.
Right.
So you have to do that. Like, these people, like, don't get at me. It's the law. I mean, like, Like, that's what the law is. So you got to try to do that. And then, now, look, just to be honest with everybody, W-2 taxpayers, very limited in the things that you can deduct. I mean, there are things, a lot of them around credits, education, child credit, child care credit, and then you got your deductions, your typical deductions, medical, state taxes, and things like that. But all these exotic things that you think that you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the trade-off of you getting paid every periodically. I don't know. That's why you used to be able to deduct a lot of things, but they're allowing you to deduct coming up. Not this tax year, but next tax year, they're allowing people to deduct car interest. But I think it's gonna be on new cars purchased during 2026. So we all know what that's about. That's to boost up the auto industry. They not rich. That's the other thing. The amount of social engineering that happens in the tax code is almost hilarious. If you were locked into it, you read the tax code, you can almost read it and be like, oh, yeah, I know what lobby wrote this one. Like, it's you just sit there and look, you like, oh. So, well, that doesn't need to be locked in teachers,
So check this out. Here go another question. What based off of the the hobbies, right? What actually, when you operate in your business, what actually shows you're there's a motive for making profit?
Well,
besides the functions, right? So separate bank account, process, this on, right? What else shows?
Your actions. So if you have let's take something. I'll take a good one. You call yourself a music producer, right? So, like some people, right? But so you have all this gear and you spending money on the gear and spending your stuff, but you don't hold yourself out in any fashion to anybody that you will do production for the person. You're not, I either have a website where you have all your tracks for people to sell, to potentially buy. You're not putting yourself out there looking for people to come, artists. Hey, you don't have no business plan. You just doing it. And that's an example where you really get it is really business.
Yeah. So so it's your behavior, your patterns, your etc. Got you. Understood.
And so, but people understand this comes. Another tidbit for the day is that these things don't happen the year that you file. So you file, put it on the return, you get your refund, pay your balance. You go on about your life. The big bad IRS that everyone's afraid of is not that efficient. So in about 2 years, they'll come rolling up on you, and you'll be like, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, well, it's within the 3 years for them to close the year. They show up 2 years later. So that's why we keep talking about keeping records, because it's not going to happen. You file in April and they call you in December. It's going to be June of 2028. They're going to call you like, hey, and you'll be like, let me call the accountant. Accountant, like, what you talking about? I told you to keep all that stuff. So, and so those are the things that we say, like, you have to keep up with this stuff. So you have to be year round. So, things like that. That's a little trick. But as far as the hobby loss thing is, I mean, you have to be showing that you're really trying to, and that technically you can show it, and not be doing it. But if they come examine you, And honestly, it is fewer right now. Because the IRS does have a staffing issue. So there's really dollar thresholds where they're looking, and they're looking at a lot of stuff. I think they're catching the PPP and the idle people through IRS. But let's just say they catch up with you. You're going to get a revenue agent that thinks like I think. Which I half the time I said I should have done that for a couple of years because I would have been the best and the worst at the same time. Because I would just let people talk. That's why you get representation. I would just let them talk, and they will talk themselves straight into the problem. I'll just be sitting there like this. You mind if I record this? Yeah. And we have a conversation with themselves, and then I'll be like, "Oh, for real? Oh, so you had a staff retreat where you had a clown and some cat in a gorilla suit, huh? You have any pictures from that?" I can say like that. Okay, that was your staff meeting, huh? Okay, all right. so now I'm coming. It's like they're gonna be, and they're in the field. They're gonna know what time it is. Like
forensic movements.
Yeah, and because if you get to that point, you're not getting somebody that's just. I mean, you might get a newbie, but the newbies are worse.
Well, because they got point to prove, bro. It's like
they go by the book,
get pulled over, get a ticket.
Yeah, and a lot of them, maybe when I retire, I'll go work for the IRS.
I mean, a lot of CPAs do that though.
Yeah, I go work for them. I'm coming in. I would.
It was actually reversed. They'll retire from the
IRS. Practice. I'll do the other way because I do everything backwards, right? So I would go in and I would just see cats.
You're crazy, son.
I would just sit up there and I'd be like, "Son, really? I'd be like, young boy, man, listen, I'm just gonna tell you, bro."
No, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should do that. You're gonna have a lot of agita and some from being in practice.
I know.
You might get some examples. You might train people wrong. Like, yo, look, with an attitude like that, this is what you do to them.
Yeah, dude. This where the body is.
Yeah, nah, you don't need to do that.
I'll be like, yo, look, this is what they doing. Forget what they saying. I'm telling you what they doing.
Yeah, no. I'm looking out for the people. No.
Yeah, you are helping the people.
Yeah, I'm helping. Nah, not you.
Boy, if I was an agent right now, boy.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, serious. I'll be on these streets.
Why? Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Go rogue. I might be rogue.
And you're not even a head chopper. There's some people out there that get that power up under them and they go and chopping heads. We done seen it, right?
Yeah.
And so but just take this as a message. Figure out your plan. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you know? What do you need to live? Let's keep it real, right? Yeah. And then start from there, and then talk to a professional. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt. It'll help. Don't let money be. What I've learned is don't let money be a vulnerability or an embarrassment to you. Because people could look at your behavior. They could look at your patterns and tell what kind of person, what kind of money person you are. Not that you're a bad person. It's just the relationship that you have with money, right? And nobody's born with saying, "Oh, snap, I'm a great financial budgeting person." No, it's a learned behavior. There is fear moments. There are moments where you put your head in the sand there because you got to get through. You ain't trying to think about nothing else. You got to get by, right? So just you got to embrace it. You look yourself in the mirror and say, "Today's the day I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna go find somebody comfortable to talk to." And being uncomfortable in those conversations is helpful too, because you get to understand your threshold and your capacity to get through it. It ain't the end of the world, because if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But at least get it together so you could take that stress off of you, right? Cortisol. If we go clinical, cortisol. The more cortisol in your body, the quicker the heart attack you're gonna have.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's true. I mean, it's stress, but that's a thing that I'm saying, that it's funny how we've been desensitized to so many things, but we're not desensitized to money.
That's what I mean. Like that's
that's crazy. Like,
it's ridiculous.
it's just like but the thing is that the pressure is like doomsday. It's going to happen tomorrow. Like, like, yo, easy.
Yeah.
Like, chill. And I mean, look, I've been there. So it's been me training to say, look, I could put energy into worrying about the situation, or I could put energy into resolving the situation. Decision point.
This is what I say. This is how I think about it based off my experience. Put the ball in motion. Down, let it run downhill. Just don't let it catch you.
Yeah.
You can't take none of this with you when you leave in the first place.
Well, definitely that. Let's see. But I have the good ability of most of these things I know what's going to happen. Like, I already know what's going to happen. So it doesn't, but that's a byproduct of experience and knowledge that has been acquired over time.
Right.
I share with people. I say, well, look, like, I call, financial stuff, and I don't flinch. And people be like, crazy. And I'm like, yeah. And it may seem that I'm being flippant or I'm aloof, but money doesn't scare me. It's like, okay. So, and, based on certain life situations, you're going to wake up. Well, you may. If you wake up tomorrow and put your feet on the floor, ain't no financial crisis taking that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, well, we don't want to. But that right there, you're right. People would take that as you desensitized, but that's only because of your understanding and experience, right? Hence why the firm is a strategic advisory firm as well, right? And so,
I guess we are.
Yeah, no, I'm. Would you said you guess?
Yeah, I guess.
The proof is in the pudding, man. People can't tell by these well, I mean, some people can tell by these conversations, but our clients know, and the rooms that we in know, the approach that we take, and it's an intentional approach. It's not a wayward by the way type of approach, which there's quite a few firms, believe it or not, there's a lot of firms out there that don't even do tax work. They don't even touch it at all. No. They're certified accountants and CPAs, and they just like, I don't do tax. I play with the other numbers. I don't even do tax. Why? Yeah. That's just too much.
Yeah, because it's the people aspect. But
right. So when you say that money doesn't phase you, it's based off of you understanding the experience of how money works. You've been in business for a long time. You've gone through your trials and tribulations. And at the end of the day, like you said, when you put your feet on the ground and you realize you're alive,
next day up.
What's next? What are we focusing on, right?
Yeah. And a lot of that's coming from a business standpoint. It's a little different. Yo, man. Nah, it was all good with no. Nah, but you
oh, that's wild right there.
That's wild. But but what it comes down to, it does. So I mean, it's more about understanding where we're coming from as a practice, that we've seen big numbers, we've seen small numbers. The application to it is the same. And you have to, it comes to the psychology of money.
And having a money sheet too, whether you're personal or business person for bookkeeping, right? I think if you're able to look at the numbers and understand what's in front of you, forget affordability. Looking at the numbers, you can realize. I won't give away the secrets. What I'll say is having a money sheet whether you are individual or you're a business person, you have bookkeeping. Ding, ding, ding. Bookkeeping. Being able to look at the numbers monthly, quarterly, annually will give you it will daily. No, you do the daily activity, but being able to record it, right? And
Yeah,
so
but I'm saying no. In some cases, you need to look at it daily. I mean,
no,
just
I mean that's what I'm saying. Look at it daily, but when you go to analyzing, that's what I should have said. When you analyzing it, you can analyze it daily, absolutely. But
yeah,
when you go broad, when I say again, I'm because we go back to the 2.5 month when people pay attention to this stuff versus the rest of the year, right? So if you look at it monthly, quarterly, annually, against daily activity, I think you'll get a little bit more calmness about your situation, and you should be able to get a little bit more clarity about your situation as well.
yeah,
That's aside from getting the professional strategies.
yeah. And what's up? But to build on your point, because I just downloaded a new personal finance app this week, which I've been trying to do. I'm gonna say it because I don't even care, man. It's I got the Monarch app.
Do you like that? You like that thing?
I just did it last week.
Oh,
I
okay.
got it for a year. Oh, but
But
absolutely.
you be like me. You be researching for months. So
Yeah, well,
by you doing that, you feel as though that it might be a good thing.
well, yeah. I mean, it was just replaced. They got a bunch of them now because it was dominated by men. But men,
My man, yeah,
me and Intuit, we not really friends no more. So, that's that. So, I was looking for it. The interface is way cleaner. It's really good. Even when you go to the desktop, they got the app there. Yeah. Absolutely, it helps. Because it puts it. everybody has the ability and should learn how to read a financial statement because it's personal financial statements too, by the way. It's not just business financial statements. There are personal financial statements.
Correct.
That you have to deliver in certain scenarios for different things. But
right.
I say that. But what it did, and I think in some of my other research, I don't have a percentage, but I'll look at it for a future show. But I just know on the gut, average person has no idea how much money they need to live off of. They don't know. Most people live on what they make. Really, in excess of what they make because of credit. You know what I'm saying? It's the Monarch app. It's like Monarch, like king. So yeah, Monarch.
Ruler.
Yeah, the ruler. So
that's a serious branding name too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's serious, right? I got it for a year. I'll try it for a year. Now, another thing, I'm not squeamish about connecting my accounts and all that. If they were going to get them, they're going to go get them anyway. I mean, we're all supposed to do, right? So, in some of the accounts, they would just be performing an exercise because ain't nothing for them to go get. So the point is, this. Most people, and we see it in the practice, most people really don't know what they need to live off of. Mm-hmm. Like seriously, like they just don't know. Like, hey, let's forget after tax. I need $6,000 a month to cover, or for me to trade water, I need $6,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I need. They don't, and it comes to knowledge, and this is how we misspend, folks. Because we don't do these things, and then you don't get an idea. So in business, we use it for establishing a target. Okay, how much of your business? Because you can reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
If you need, that's probably about $90,000 a year from the business pre-tax. But without on W-2, we call it $90,000. We're gonna keep it simple.
Right.
How much does your business have to generate in order for you to be able to pull $90,000 out the business?
Right.
It's simple math, but the pieces are complex. So you have to approach it that way. If you have, and then budget, everybody runs away. Oh, the budget, I don't budget. Like they turn it. The budget is for you. Listen, if you making, you bringing home $6,000 a month, you got your base, your base costs, your mortgage, all the things to run the house, transportation, and obviously food. But you have like $1,000 left, quote. Just work with me. And that you going on this family vacation in 5 months, 4 months, whatever, that's gonna cost you $2,500. Well, whatever that $1,000, this is what I'm talking about saving. It's not necessarily about, there's probably something that you need to cut. Where is it gonna come from? That's my whole point, right? So you short $1,000, so you can't possibly wait till the month of the vacation and say, "Oh, I'm gonna pay for it," because you short $1,000. The thing, or you short $1,500. So now you have to peel some off of the other months. Even if you use that $1,000 left over in the month of vacation, you got to peel, and you got 3 months ahead. You got to pull $500 each one of those months and put it somewhere, so you got the 25, so you cover. But because we have credit cards, and look, I'm not. Look, I ain't on no Sue's arm or nothing. I ain't pointing no finger. I'm in the game with everybody else. What I'm saying is that we don't look at things like that. We say, well, I just put it on the card and pay it off. But you spend all your money every month. So how you gonna pay it off? You gonna pay the minimum and be paying for it for eternity. That's what you're gonna be doing. So taking it all the way back for what you're saying, bookkeeping for the individual is just as important as for a business. Because our biggest mistake, what people don't learn, is cash flow. And I am a cash flow savant. And a lot of us have been cash flow savants, but once they stop allowing us to float checks, a lot of people's game got messed up. So that's what happened. There was a lot of people do that game, but then you can't float checks no more.
True.
So, but you still got cash flow games. So it's a thing where this stuff is it. So take it from the beginning of the show. You can't look at your money once a year. Not now, man. It's too much. It's too much going on. I love them people that talk about they want to pay off their credit cards and all this. Then they tell you how they go on 3 consecutive trips that I know they can't afford. That they got put on credit card. How you gonna would you gonna pay off the credit card so you can use it? Well, I know people that do that too. But my thing is, we not in tune. We not locked in. So that's it. But we'll bring a professional in here, a financial planner or somebody to talk about that. So it's all good. But this was but hopefully we brought more energy today. So we might just burn the other tape. Like, forget that. Well, even though burn the tape, bad
I ain't even go back and look at it. I just know it's I just know.
Yeah.
I just knew it was
yeah. But I think
it shows on our range. You know what I mean?
Yeah, human is rough. But I mean, we hike, and I will say the petty meat of this show was probably about, that's right. We got our man on there. I'm on the way, so it's gonna take me a little while to get from here all there. So I'll be there at 12:30. I gotta go. It's been real. But yeah, we had a rough show. We got some clips from it though. Amazing.
Oh, that's our guy right there?
That's our guy. Yeah.
What's up, our guy? What's going on, buddy? I know we know you want to come up in here. We're gonna get you warmed up. We got you covered, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely got it,
That's our new guy right there.
Yeah, we got a new guy. That's why we keep him on the wraps.
Well, because we don't want to spoil him to our behavior either.
Well, no, yeah, that's true too. But hopefully I won't do that. But anyway, no, I think this was a good show. The petty meter probably was at a 1, which is good. You know what I'm saying? This was at a 1. I will not claim no pettiness. I will not claim that. But it was at a 1. All right, maybe a 3. It was at a 3. On a 5-point scale, it was at a 3. 2.5, 3.
Speak for yourself, bro. I'll do the ratings over here. You did
oh yeah, you can do the ratings. I'm
you
just
did
saying
excellent today. You did. I ain't had to wave the white.
you had to wave the flag.
You had to wave the flag.
You had to wave the flag. I kept it. Yeah. That's the indicator. That's the indicator, buddy. Man. You gotta wave the flag.
When I don't wave the flag, yo, you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Nah, we good though.
I'm gonna get you a flag. I'm gonna get you a business flag. You gotta brand everything. Man.
You know what I mean? My flag, my little
something like that. Or you throw it at the screen. You throw it at the screen, like, yeah.
Flag on the play.
Yeah. Throw it at the camera, like, yeah, flag, yo. This dude is out of bounds.
Look,
in my life.
Conversations with Cole coming up this week. Stay tuned.
Thursday.
Coaching.com. Check us out.
Yeah, let's promote that and then we step off. Yo, so he gets to get in there and get regulated by somebody. So he gets to speak freely on Thursdays at noon. You said noon. You moved to noon or 11:30?
12:30.
Yeah, look at me. See how much I know. 12:30 on the
YouTube
Biz Therapy channel.
Yeah, Biz Therapy Coaching YouTube channel. Conversations with co-host Tafari.
Yeah.
And then we'll send out a notice on that. We probably on the next Heyward Live, we'll definitely give you some dates on our Founders Hour. Man, that's gonna be a good room to be in. You just in there with a bunch of different brains, different people doing different things, and you get to share camaraderie, you get to share resources, you get to share information, you get to feel that you're not the only one in the room by yourself feeling what you're feeling. And that's important, you know what I mean? So we're gonna roll out because we got some schedules to get to.
Yeah, I gotta
be on Saturday.
Yo.
So go ahead, do your thing. We're gonna just say check up the deuces. Peace out.
We'll get with you. Get with you. Don't forget Thursday. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, son.
All right, my boy.
I am out the door. Is this thing ended? All right. I'll hit you later, bro.
All right, cool. Definitely.
All right,
peace. Hold on, they ain't even finished ending yet, right?
No, it was official. Extra footage behind the scenes.
Guess we still going live here. I'm about to be out. Peace.